All right. Building another one. This one is for a cigar box. Sorry, not a cigar box. Cigar store in Watertown. I met the owner last time I was in there and showed her what I was doing. She's just like, "Hey, make me one." And she gave me like a whole bunch of boxes for free, and I'm just like, "Okay." So, um, I added all the boxes she gave me. I just said, "Hey, pick your box. Like, I'll make one out of one of these ones here." So this is the box she picked. It's a Macanudo. I don't know. Anyway, it's I don't know what's the best way to look at it. This way, I guess. And Yeah, so I'm making her a guitar. She said it doesn't even have to play. It's just gonna kind of she's gonna hang it up in the store, and so I'm like fine, but it's gonna play. I make them to play, not to hang on the wall. I know some people that's what they're gonna do with them, but this puppy's gonna play. It's just gonna be piezo. I'm not gonna put any electric pickups in it or anything. But my son came over last weekend and he helped me um, just crank out some boxes because I'm like behind and I got like 20 I gotta build, and so I was just getting kind of overwhelmed with all the all the work. So he came by and for a couple days and we just cranked out some boxes. So we got like eight. He did 7 or 8 boxes, got, and including this one. So he just put the corners in it for me, roughed out the hole. I showed him how to use the centering tool and all that stuff, and showed him how to make the corners in so they're nice and flat, so the top sits on it properly. And then we made two necks. Actually, this is one of them too. This one's just made out of oak, and then I did the Home Depot yardstick thing. Just gonna have the traditional straight headstock, and I'm about to. I'm gonna put the frets in. I like to put the frets in, um, and take care of the edges of the frets and stuff, and then kind of do my final shaping and sanding after that. I do a bit of a rough. I roughed it in. I used a router to knock off the edges, a router table, and then I used the Shinto, my little Shinto rasp, um, to knock off the edges. And then, anyways, I just want to show you this cool thing. Um, there's a website called frets.com if you're a luthier or builder or repair. It's a old website. It's like if you look at it, you'll go, "Oh my God, that thing was built in the 1993 or something." It's like I don't think there's animated GIFs, if you know what that means, but it's like almost that bad. Anyway, but it's got tons and tons of cool information on there, and tools you can build and ideas, how to repair stuff. And anyway, I go there and check it out once in a while. And one of the things they did was they talked about this thing called a parrot vise, and that's what I have right here. I don't know how well you can see it. And I made some wooden jaws for it, and I lined them with cork. They also recommend you make an extra jaw that's got kind of a bit of a radius on the inside, so it'll kind of fit with the neck, because regular guitar necks have a curve to it. Um, I was gonna build one, and I started to do it, and then I don't know. I just never finished it. I think the jaw's somewhere around here. um, but now that I'm building cigar box guitars, I don't really need it because the necks are straight on those, so it doesn't need to wobble. But anyway, in here, I don't know if you can see this. Actually, I'll take it out. When I cut my frets, I made this thing. I don't know. I call it the fret cutter bench. And what I have here is this is the width I use for my normal three string guitars, and it's basically the same width as the yardsticks, because I was making them with yardsticks at first. So I just kind of standardized on that. I think it's an inch and a half. No, that's not even. That doesn't even have inches on it here. Sorry, that's the centering thing. So yeah, basically an inch and a half, maybe just shy of an inch and a half. So to when I like to cut my frets first before I press them in. I don't. Some guys will like hold the wire down, snip it, and or nail it in, snip it, nail it in, snip it, and I don't know. Maybe that's more efficient or whatever with the like as far as using up fret wire or whatever. But I like to cut them, uh, not to size but close. A little bit of overhang. I pre-nip my frets. I have this. It's called a fret nipper. Um, I don't know where I got this. Stumac maybe? I'm not sure. Anyways, you put the fret in and you cut the little tang off, just on the edges. Anyway, I just find it presses like sometimes the tang will be a little bit wonky and it won't go in nice. So I do that. Anyway, and then I also have a 4 string size, which is just a little bit wider, and that's pretty much like the normal size, whatever that you get. Let me see. That's right. Wait, how do I do this? Boop, boop. So that's an inch and 5/8. An inch and 5/8 is what I make my 4 string necks, I guess. And so if I'm making a 4 string neck, I pre-cut a bunch of the frets, and then I also do I have this little. I made this out of a piece of scrap wood, and I just drilled and I numbered all the frets. It goes up to 24, and then I have an extra one here for the 0 fret. I usually do a jumbo fret for those. Not always, but sometimes, most times, I guess. I don't know what that extra hole is there for balance maybe. But anyways, yeah, they're all numbered, and so it just helps me keep track of what I'm doing, and yeah. So and then I go over to. I have a drill press. I press in all my frets. Sometimes I'll tap them in a little bit just to get them started. And then I always go over to the my drill presses back there, and I have a tool called I don't know. It's a fret press, and you just put this little. Or I can show you on here. Basically, I just put this the shank or whatever into the drill press, and then I use the drill press, and it's you get a feel. You can feel the fret actually seating nicely. And I mean, if you go too much, you'll crush the fretboard. So it's a bit of finesse that you got to use, and you get used to it. But I just find it makes for a nice level fret job, and you don't have to do. I very rarely have to do any fret dressing on the top to get rid of buzzing and stuff like that. Usually I'll also level the fretboard before I even start. I made a out of a actual level, like the I don't know, the ones that are about this big from Home Depot or whatever. I have like sanding paper on it, and I just use it, and I'll just run it across, and it just knocks the highs off the fretboard before I even put frets in it. I don't know if I want to do it with this one because it's got the Home Depot paint job on it. I might just leave it and then and hope for the best, but if I'm making fretboards, then I like whatever out of whatever material, rosewood or whatever, I'll run them. I'll use that basically a leveler on them first, and then I'll put the frets in. But yeah, so I press in all my frets, and then I'm gonna do a whole video of me doing a complete fret job and how I do them, and I've been doing it a long time on real guitars and for repairs and stuff like that. And my buddy Larry that taught me how to build 20 something years ago, he showed me a really cool and easy and fast way to bevel your fret ends. And a lot of guys will sit there with a file and do all this stuff, and anyways, I don't have patience for that. So I'll show you my little trick, and it works, and it looks great. And I used to do repairs for some local shops, and the guys would see my work and go, "Wow, I can't even tell which ones you did." And it's and that was just, I didn't do any. I used my method, and they look great. So anyway, I'll do a full video on that sometime. And but anyway, this is what I'm working on tonight. And yeah, I've got the one I was working on, the Chillin' Moose. The neck's back there. It's just getting. I stained it and put a few coats of what's this stuff called? Tongue oil. That's what I used. I put that on my necks, and I put like, I don't know, 5 coats or so, and just to seal it up nice. And it still has a nice feel, like a natural satiny feel. So it's I like using that. I've been using that for years. So anyways, that's my update for tonight. And yeah, have a good one. See ya. See you next one.